Well, hello, friends. Just wanted to do a kind of quick review of sorts on Club Run Disney um, after my first year with it. And we have renewals and new registration coming up before you know it. So I wanted to get out some information on Club Run Disney, how I used it, how I see the benefits, pros and cons, those sorts of things, and all that fun stuff. So let's dive in.
3, 2, 1, go!
So, as I'm sure you know, Club Run Disney kind of started off, I guess, I don't want to say on the wrong foot, but a lot of people had a lot of anger or angst towards the new sort of membership. It's kind of, back to the nickel and diming of Run Disney and Disney as a whole. Um, I think some of that has calmed down. I do think there is still some of it. And I don't think this is for everyone. It certainly is not for everyone. Um, but I did want to dive in because I was one of those early naysayers, I guess you could say. Someone that was not kind of vocally against it. There's still some things I think need to change with it. But I am a Club Run Disney member, and I do plan on renewing for a second year. So, but more on that in later on. But as of Club Run Disney, as of now, you have three levels: silver, gold, platinum. Pricing all varies between those. Perks all vary between those. I am a gold member. I do not see, at least at this point in time, me jumping up into a platinum. I'm not. I feel what I get out of it is perfectly fine at the gold level, and I find silver, frankly, worthless. Um, I get why some jumped on to silver this past year, in hopes in order to get to gold or platinum, because it did basically, there was really, when it opened to general public last year, there really was no availability in terms of gold or platinum for the general public. It was all renewals. Gold opened for a very, very limited time, and silver was kind of the only thing that did open at all. But when you get to renew, you get the chance to upgrade if there is any availability. Platinum and gold obviously get to renew as well. And they do keep this limited, which is good. They do need to do that. But I'd find that there's really no reason to be a silver member for Club Run Disney. Um, it's you get a jacket, you get the virtual medal, and that's it. There's really nothing else to it. There's no race weekend perks. No, you don't get the early expo, the early registration, none of that. It's just basically getting to say I'm a member. There's nothing else to it. Which I'm sure to some might be okay, but for nearly $300, that's a lot for nothing, basically. So yeah, that's my kind of take on silver. Let's jump into gold. Before fully jumping into gold, I do want to kind of go over what all silver does include. As you can see behind me, I have this silver membership up. It's $289 to register for silver for this coming year. Prices did all go up. Not a ton, but they did go up roughly $10 to $20 depending on the level, stuff like that. But you get the member jacket, you get a magnet membership card, and the Club Run Disney virtual medal. You do get tier 1 pricing year round for Run Disney races even at silver level. However, there's very rarely ever a time when they reach any other tier because races sell out day of. So that's not really something that's a perk for any level, really. It's just, you do get the Club Run Disney designation on bibs. Again, it's just a status thing, nothing special there. And then, of course, you get the early access to renew for the following year, which is really why some of the people do silver, so they can get into it next year at a higher level. But yeah, that is silver. Now, as for gold membership costs $635 going into 2025. And that, again, price increase from last year, but not huge. It was around six something last year, so it's not a ginormous price increase. None of them really saw that, which, I mean, thankfully, that's a good thing for us that want to register for these things. But for gold, you get everything that you had included in silver plus some extras. You get the guaranteed early registration opportunity. You only get one for gold. So if you're doing, say, you want to do wine and dine, but you want to do all 3 races, you have a 5K is considered one registration, and the challenge is one registration. So for your early registration, you only get to do one of those. So for me, I did the challenge for my early registration, and then the 5K I signed up during general registration. And now for Dopey, it is only one registration, so I used, I can do that early and don't have to worry about anything on general registration day. So that is probably the number one perk for gold and platinum, is those early registrations, because then you don't have the stress of registration day. When things are constantly selling out in minutes or hours these days, you don't have to be throwing up 30 windows and on multiple devices and doing all those types of things in order to get a registration. So that is really nice, I have to say. So there is that. Now, the other kind of perk that I do like as part of this is you get early access to the race merchandise at the expo. Now, platinum goes in first, and then about a half hour, it varies slightly between the weekends, but about a half hour later or so, the gold gets to go in. Silver does not have that option, so it's only platinum and gold that get to go in early, and you don't need to do the virtual queue and all that stuff. And for the most part, I mean, even with gold, things sell out. Merchandise is a whole other conversation, but for the most part, you can get everything you want during the gold window, which is good. So those two things are basically the reason why I signed up for gold. I could take or leave a jacket. I could take or leave a virtual race. I could take or leave having the Club Run Disney logo on my bib. I don't need those things. I have tons of jackets. I don't need to have a status symbol, whatever, that kind of thing. So that is why I choose gold, is because of those two options, the early race registration and the early expo access. Now, for the early expo access, one of the big things I knew going into this past race season, 23-24 race season, is I was going to do Disneyland. And nobody knew what Disneyland was going to be like because it hadn't been around since 2017. So I just assumed, based on how merchandise is in Florida, and knowing that Disneyland races, the expo is smaller, and it would be uber popular because it's the first race back since 2017. I knew that having that early access would be huge to get really anything, and it really was. It turned, we saw that things sold out quickly there. The expo was kind of chaotic. Even with Club Run Disney was chaotic. So that didn't curb the chaos, but that expo needs some work. And I think they are aware of that, and I hopefully, come Halloween time, that is fixed. And another thing to note is your club membership. They changed this. It used to be just for the race season, and now it's for the calendar year. So your club membership is good for the calendar year. So it will start when this new season starts, or I shouldn't say season. When this new membership starts, when General goes on sale August 1st, existing members get early renewals. So that will happen in July, end of June into July for renewals. But the perks will, for the 2025, will start January 1st and run to December 31st, whereas previously they started October 1st and went to September 30th. That's Disney's fiscal calendar. They were kind of on that, also kind of lined up with the season, because you didn't have these now extra Disneyland races that kind of throw a loop in there, because now Disney says the race season starts with the Halloween race in September, so that would have been outside this. So now they just do the calendar year. I think it works better for everybody. Makes more sense, that kind of thing. So that is going forward. So then you'll have the opportunity to register for each race throughout that calendar year, and obviously use the perks for gold and platinum if you are, during the race weekends for that calendar year as well. So, and important thing to note, say I register for Dopey during this year, but I do not renew, and I don't sign up for Club Run Disney next year, I do not get the expo and the expo perks in January. Then mine would end at the end of the year, and I would not get that in January, even though I signed up as a Club Run Disney member. It doesn't transfer over because your membership ends on that date. So you'd have to renew, and sign up in order to continue your perks into the following year. So yeah, let's move on to Platinum. Now, Platinum membership, $993. Steep, I know. And this is another reason why I'm not a Platinum. I don't know. It's a lot. But if you are going for a perfect season, if you plan on doing the majority of the weekends, there's some worth there, I think. But so then, going through the perks, you get everything included in silver and gold, plus you will get 2 early registrations. So that way, if you are, say, again, like the Wine and Dine example, want to do 5K and challenge, you're able to do that with both early registrations. So you'll get 2 of those. You cannot use those to sign up other people, though. So say January you want to do Dopey, you get signed up for that, but you cannot use your second one for somebody else. It can only be used on you. And kind of added bonus at the expo is your bib and everything will be together in the Club Run Disney kind of lounge area at Wide World Sports. It's kind of the second level of the race merchandise, and then they usually have some photo ops and stuff, some drinks in there. So it's kind of a lounge area there. And then your bib and shirts will all be there, so you don't have to go to the other places to do your expo-y stuff. Gold, you still have to go to the other buildings and get your bibs and shirts and whatnot. The other big difference with Platinum is the upgraded corral placement. Now, through this season, it was Corral B that you got upgraded to, unless you were already in Corral B or higher, based on proof of time, which is one of the reasons why that this perk as for platinum wouldn't really do much for me is because I am thankfully a good enough, I shouldn't say, I don't want to say good enough runner, but a fast enough runner, because there's plenty of ways I can improve my running, so I don't want to say I'm good enough, but I am fast enough where I have a proof of time, and that can get me into B or sometimes A, so I don't need that upgraded corral placement. So there is that. Now, there's plenty, I do think it would be nice to have some, like the don't have to worry about going to bib pickup and stuff like that. That'd be great, but is it $300+ more great for me? I don't think so. I do think there should be some more perks to Club Run Disney. I think they're leaving some things on the table, and I'm not even asking. I don't think I'm asking for a lot, but ways I would like to see this membership improve is something on actual race day that would be a benefit. So, kind of like, say, when before COVID and before, they used to do things like race retreat, and pre and post race you'd have a tent or an area which you could have, there was snacks or and bottled water and Coke and Powerade and stuff like that. Stuff like, that you have a tent rental, that would be, and really you don't even need the tent. I don't think that you just have a sectioned off area. A tent would be nice, but I don't throw that away. Don't even need that. But they already, they get the beverages for next to nothing, snacks next to nothing. Plus, with paying nearly $1,000, some of that money can go towards some of this. It's a little, I don't know. But anyways, have some bananas, some muffins, I don't know, stuff in the, bagels in the morning, before the race or after the race, some a continental break. It doesn't have to be a full buffet. It doesn't have to be, Mickey waffles and all this stuff. Would be great, again, but that it doesn't need to be that. But I think an area, for runners to use on race day would be beneficial. I know they're just little things I think that they could make, work to improve, make this more, not beneficial, but more worth the money. I think, obviously it sells out, so everybody, and I'm a member, so clearly I have been sucked in, but I don't know, I think you can make it a better value by adding some little things. Even say, granted, the vast majority of Club Run Disney, I'm sure, are annual pass holders. But you could say your photo pass are included in your membership. Something, stuff like that. Easy things that would not take a lot for, it wouldn't cost them a lot, and it wouldn't, it's not a big deal, really. Not asking for, every club member to be taken in a minivan directly to the race start or something. Not nothing crazy. Just simple things I think would bring up the value of these memberships. Now, Club Run Disney. I think the biggest thing that people balked at when Club Run Disney started was the upgraded corral placement. And like I said, up until this season, or through this season, it was Corral B. Now, with proof of time changing, there's some rumors, some talk, speculation that corral placement could now be C, as they look to expand the POT corrals from just A and B to A, B, and C. We don't have that, obviously confirmed. We won't until the race season begins, and not Disneyland, because Disneyland's a whole other ballgame. But Wine and Dine would be the first one to kind of get an idea of that, because now that corral, now that you have more proof of time people, theoretically you would obviously need more space, and A will remain pretty much small and like it is. B may get a bit larger, but C, I think you need to make that a smaller POT corral versus the massive corral that it is, and then you make D in behind larger corrals. That's just my thought process. We'll see what they do. We don't know. They may stay B, but they do not. It does not. When you sign up, it just says upgraded corral placement. You're not guaranteed a specific corral. It's not. It doesn't say you get B corral. So they leave that wording in there, left to be determined at the race time, which I think is a good thing, because like we see, things change year to year. Even race weekend to race weekend, things change. But yeah, so that's Platinum. So in closing, Club Run Disney isn't for everyone, nor should it be. I do think it is stupid expensive, but Run Disney races are. As I mentioned, I went into this season knowing I was going to do the majority of the races. So I think for that, it made sense. The only race weekend I didn't do is Princess. Now, I don't know if I plan on renewing. I'm already signed up for 2 race weekends. I am not doing Disneyland Halloween. At time of this recording, am not signed up for Disneyland half in January, but I certainly am tempted. I don't plan on Princess, but I do plan on Springtime. So that's 3 race weekends right there. Obviously there's now 6 on the Run Disney calendar, not including virtuals, which virtuals don't really play a factor in the Club Run Disney. You don't get any early registration or anything like that for virtuals. It's all general. So that's whatever. But I don't know. I think maybe we'll see. I think we'll see how this year goes. I'm pretty much I will probably always continue to do marathon weekend and Springtime, at least for the foreseeable future. This will be my fifth Wine and Dine, I think. I don't know. I've lost track. But it's not. I think you need to, in order to get any sort of value out of Club Run Disney, you need to do multiple weekends. And I don't even think 2 is enough. I think you need to do 3 or more in order to really get anything out of it. Obviously, maybe back when there was only the 4 Walt Disney World weekends when Club Run Disney first started. But now with Disneyland and everything, I don't know. I just think it certainly makes life easier for registration, expo and all that. I'm just not sure what my future holds. I'm not saying goodbye to Run Disney by any means. I just don't know how many weekends per year I'll be doing going forward. I did it, all 4 Walt Disney World weekends in 22 to 23. I did 4 of 5 weekends in 23 to 25 or 23 to 24, and plan on 3 of 6 as of now. I say as of now. That could become 4. In 2025 or 24 to 25. So, yeah. Um, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, um, let me know. Club Run Disney is not that difficult to understand. It's not that convoluted or anything like many Disney things, though, are. Um, and I have plenty of friends that are platinum level, um, but I just, like I said, I think gold works best for me, um, and it may work for you, may not. Just giving you my take on how I use Club Run Disney, how I see the value in it, those kinds of things. But overall, that's Club Run Disney. If you are looking to sign up, you really won't know until registration day what's going to be available. August 1st, just like you would for a race, will be on the Run Disney page. Pricing and the details that I shared all on there as well under Club Run Disney. We'll see. I'm curious to see if renewals are just like last year in terms of, like, when gold opened up, there were basically no platinums, no, you couldn't really renew to platinum or upgrade to platinum, and silver could upgrade to gold, but it wasn't a lot, those kind of things. How are we going to be able, are things going to be open this year compared to the previous year, or are they going to be gone and quick and everybody's renewing? We'll see. But yeah, that's going to do it. We will check in with you next time. When that may be, I don't know, but we'll see you then.